Hello everyone, this is Shahaf. Today is February 20, and I'm here to answer community questions that we've collected recently. Seen a few things in our channels. Also to reiterate what we're building right now and the roadmap ahead. So I'd like to begin with, just there's been quite a lot of discomfort recently, as I've seen in the channels, which is natural when the market fluctuates that much. We see quite a lot of people feeling discomfort and expressing that. It's really okay. It's natural. We're here to answer everything. I've always been in the front answering questions. None of this is going to change. The fundamentals remain very, very strong. I actually believe they're even stronger now. So without further ado, let me answer a few questions. Before we do that, I'd like to reiterate what we're doing right now. So we've recently launched the Treasury. What's next for the Treasury is obviously starting to funnel multiple revenue streams to the Treasury and then to you, those who deposit. That will happen both with Djed and with all other tokens that we plan on launching and everything else that is happening with COTI. Everything goes straight to the Treasury. What else in the future? Quite a few things, whether it's lending and borrowing, which we've discussed, but we've recently started considering with the fact that there will be more tokens based on the trust chain this year. We may or may not open up the Treasury to other deposits other than COTI. So maybe you can deposit other types of token, like maybe a governance token for COTI or any other token based on the trust chain. So that will happen on the Treasury down the line as well. So that's one big thing. The thing I'm very excited for right now, and again, I'm not sure that everybody completely realized what we're up to with this, is, as you know, we've released Trust Chain 2.0, and I said multiple times that the next thing to follow is Multi-DAG 2.0. The fact that tokens can be issued on the trust chain, or actually new type of tokens can be issued on top of the trust chain because of new capabilities that we've created. And I'd like to remind you that at least I'm not aware of any other DAG protocol that allowed tokenization on top of it. Usually they just create a copy paste of their network or a fork. This is very different, and this is big. Why is this important? Because it means that we'll be able to grow the network from COTI native to all types of or other types of tokens based on our network. It's a new token standard, and there's a great potential in this. Probably the first token would be the governance token for COTI's Treasury. Again, the fact that you don't have enough information right now about the governance token is because we haven't released any information. We will do so at the right time. But I mean, the model for governance token is already out there for the past 2 years, so you can start planning ahead for this. Maybe Djed is issued on Cardano, but COTI is the issuer, so maybe there's a way to bridge Djed into COTI's ecosystem and issue Djed on top of Trust Chain as well. Interesting. One of the most interesting things that we're working on is with a major enterprise to actually generate a token on top of Trust Chain. So it was planned to do so a while back, but we weren't fully ready for that, and we didn't want to issue a token on other networks. We wanted to take everything to Trust Chain. This is what we're doing in 2022, and this will be quite big. So this year, what's important is the fact that COTI is growing from a one coin network, right, due to new technologies, to become a multiple tokens network and various use cases due to that. So this is the important thing, and rewards, everything that comes with this just funnels through the Treasury and to you. That's the big news. So with that, In light of this, I'd like to answer a few questions that have risen from the community. And again, I get why this is very vivid in my head, but not in everybody else's head. This is why we release roadmaps and articles, and we do so with this upcoming roadmap for 2022. We've been a bit slow in releasing it because we wanted to check a few things, we wanted to lock a few things, we wanted to release the Treasury pretty fast, but we're pretty much there right now, and I think it will be in the next week or two. So, questions from the community. One question that has been asked a lot, and I get why, but it's pretty simple. People ask, why did you stop sharing the transaction volume amount? Right, we've been releasing that almost every month last year, and we've stopped doing that. Now, the reason, and I answered that yesterday in an internal group, is mostly due to branding and positioning. When all we talk about is merchant volume, we may be wrongly perceived as a payment processor. We're not that. We are a layer 1 protocol. We are ideal for payments, and we've built a lot of software with merchants, obviously, yes. But I don't want COTI to be perceived as this glorified blockchain payment processor. This is not what I want to do. I want people to realize that we are a layer 1, and if we focus all the attention on processing volume for merchants, we take away from COTI's true potential. So this is why we stopped publishing that, and with the new technologies, new use cases that now rise with COTI, as I've explained earlier, we'll be publishing data that represents the entire network and other things as well, not just that. Other than that, if you talk about merchant processing volume all the time, you may attract the wrong sort of regulator's attention when there is actually no need for us to be doing that. So everything is going really well with COTI. We haven't stopped publishing transaction volume amount because it's not good. No, it's great. It's just because this is not the only thing we do, and we want people to see other use cases and other things that COTI is up to. And remember, COTI is layer 1, and this year with multi-DAG 2.0, will actually, a lot of people will be developing over COTI, and this is what's more important for us. People ask, what's the plan with this multi-DAG? I talked about this enough. I don't want to reiterate that again, but what I will add that with multi-DAG 2.0, we'll be revamping other parts of our network. It means that we'll have a new explorer, a better explorer for the network. The bridge will be improved as well to support multiple tokens, and so on and so forth. Yes, people have asked what is the future of the Treasury. Again, I think I've touched that again. Governance, multiple revenue stream and fees, the ability to deposit other types of tokens based on trust chain, lending and borrowing, and so on and so forth. I think enough said. Someone asked, I think yesterday, he said, "Hey, I see algorithmic stablecoin. Does that mean that there are no assets backing the stablecoin?" Wrong. Actually, in order to mint Djed or the reserve coin, you actually need to deposit assets. You need to deposit ADA. That's how it works. The fact that it's algorithmic does not mean that it's not backed. So there are multiple ways to do algorithmic stablecoins. This new approach created by Cardano is actually very robust and very good, and it is backed by ADA. And I encourage you to see. You can go to Djed.xyz, see the white paper. You'll get it right away, or just watch videos. It's also an ability, and we'll be posting links in case you haven't seen that. Okay, people ask, what's going on with, I'm rephrasing, what's going on with the bank accounts and the debit cards? What about adoption metrics? Why do you create this product and you don't advertise it anywhere? Well, to begin with, this is actually the first iteration, the first rollout of bank accounts and debit cards for COTI. And in fact, it's the first for Simplex as well. We are the design partner. So this is like the raw alpha version of it. If you remember, people have been asking for this for quite a long time. And it has taken quite a long time to release this. We didn't want to delay it anymore. And we've just released this call it, an alpha or beta version. It's not perfect yet. It is a solution, right? If you want to buy and sell crypto directly to a bank account, it's pretty difficult these days. So it is a solution, but it's a bit clunky and it's a bit expensive, and we are aware of it, obviously. And this is what we are working on improving with Simplex. So there's a lot of work in the background of things that can be improved and fees that can be lowered. Important to know, COTI is taking $0 out of it. We are not profiting from it. We're not generating revenue. This is a pure service. We have actually sponsored a few of the cards so people can get them fast. We're not taking anything from it. This is service. That said, it will be a better service, and Simplex is working on it. And once it's better, then we'll start publishing this, then we'll start advertising, and then we'll be ready for mass adoption. That in mind, I actually had a call earlier today with the Simplex team and mentioned that the next iteration of the product that they want to build will actually instead of connecting crypto to bank accounts, so you sell the crypto to the bank account, now you have a balance, and with this debit card you can use that balance. Like the next generation will be, you swipe a card, this automatically sells some of your crypto, some of your COTI to pay for this purchase. And this is a bit more complicated, obviously, technically. But it should lower fees because there are less hands in this process and there is no bank account. So this is still futuristic, but we have agreed to be Simplex design partner for this iteration as well. It will take a bit longer, but that will happen down the line as well. So the news is that we're working on it and it will be better right away. People asked about the payment institution license in Singapore. We've touched that quite a lot. With this license, we can, in theory, operate an exchange. We don't plan on operating an exchange. Handle fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat transactions. You know that. Issue accounts, cross-border money transfer, acquire merchant, and so on and so forth. So that has happened. We've also covered this and how we've done that in terms of controlling companies, subsidiaries, and so on. You can read about that in the past. Licenses. People have also asked about the EMI license that we plan on acquiring. While we still pursue that, it's a very slow cook and it's really not a priority anymore because we've been able to open bank accounts without this license, and because it's just not a priority. Looking ahead to what we want to do with multi-leg and everything else, it's just not that important anymore. People asked again, what's the point of going through KYC? Why do we need KYC? So again, I thought we've answered that in the past, and I have to say, bottom line, I'm happy we're doing KYC process for everybody. Although this is a nuisance both for the users and for our support team, everybody's doing it right now. Exchanges, platforms, everybody is now moving from not doing KYC to doing KYC to everyone. And it just proves that the fact that we've been doing that for years was actually the right call. It opens up a lot of options for us. It allows us to acquire licenses. It allows us to be regulated. It allows us to operate in a far better manner. And this is the winner's game, and we're winners. And this is how the game is played. And we always knew that this is how it would be played. And now it turns out that we're right. And this is why we'll continue to collect KYC. But this is only for Viper, right? Other types of tokens or Gothy or it does not mean we'll continuously collect KYC for each and every use case of our network. But to have a Viper wallet and to hold native COTI in it and to stake through the Treasury, you will need to do KYC, and this will not change. Another question is, where is Ledger? We've been talking about this forever. Where is Ledger? You're right. It has taken us a tremendous amount of time. I always want to assume responsibility, but it's not just us. Ledger has been pretty slow in the approval process. The good news is that the ball is in our court right now, and it usually moves a lot faster when it's in our court. We need to do a few fixes, and then we'll send it back to Ledger, and then I just hope they won't be slow, and we'll have native copy on Ledger. It has taken way more than we expected. I'm really sorry about that, but it will happen. People have been complaining that it seems that COTI is only focused on Cardano business. I think we've touched the roadmap. What you see is, I think we all agree, it's much more than just the Cardano business. That said, we are honored to be, one of the Cardano's top partners. Cardano is huge. Not a lot of people have this opportunity. A lot will kill for this opportunity, and we have it. So we're honored and privileged, and not sorry for even for 1 second for that. And obviously, with the upcoming release of Djed and Autopay, there's been a lot of conversation. There's a lot of opportunities around it, and we advertise whatever we sign on. So you've seen a lot of noise around this. It does not mean that we're not taking care of our layer one business and everything that we released. And I think the success of the Treasury is just an evidence of that. Okay, people ask, and I know people have been asking that for quite a long time. When will COTI launch in the USA? Is launching in the USA a top priority? Look, first of all, COTI is not launched in the USA. People can hold COTI in the USA. What you cannot do in the USA is open a Viper wallet and do the KYC process with us. It means that you cannot directly stake in the Treasury. For the time being, this will not change. This is, I wish we could. And some people or some companies or projects out there do allow US citizens to stake and everything. But that's just their risk approach. But we do not share that risk approach. So, we have a team that is constantly monitoring US and US regulatory approach and are in deep contact with whatever is going on in the scene. The minute it will be possible or not risky, be sure that we will do that. We have an appetite to do that, but not right now. So we still monitor and we'll reevaluate when we can. Another question was, when can we expect a fully functional bridge? So the bridge is functional, and we've opened the bridge both ways, native to ERC20 and ERC22 native. And there's been some fixes in the weekend as well. That said, I'm not too happy with how technically solid the bridge is, even when it's open in terms of liquidity. It still tends to malfunction. And I don't like this at all. So I've instructed the teams to rewrite the bridge from the grounds up. It will allow us to solve other issues, passing issues like bot attacks and other things. So the bridge will be rewritten. I'm hoping to see a version out there around March. It does not mean that the bridge will be closed until March. It will be open. But around March, I think it will be much better. And with that in mind, I've also asked the teams to think about new assets because of Market Hub 2.0, and maybe even new ports. Maybe a port to Cardano, Solana, whatnot, and that sort of version will be out there probably July. And again, this is just an estimate, but yeah, that will be much better. So I think these are all or most of the questions that have been asked recently. I obviously, there's been a lot of good feedback as well. I don't plan on reiterating that, but I just wanted to take the tough question head on. I hope that satisfies the curiosity, and if there are any more questions, just write them or write the mods, and it always reaches me, and I'm here to answer everything else. And again, dire markets are usually a time when people complain, and it's fine. We're happy with it anyway, and the fundamentals upon which COTI is built have never been stronger. And I think this year, with everything that is happening, the stable coins of the Treasury, and the fact that people will or enterprises will start issuing tokens on top of Trust Chain. This is the big news, and I'm happy to be here. Happy for this position, and the fact that we live in these times. And I will see you around in the next video. Stay COTI.